from a water-damaged basement in Prince George's County, Maryland, on Halloween Sunday. Thanks for coming to Sunday Songs. I really appreciate it. Never once did you stand on your own in the fire. Never once did you stand with the rest of us either. Well, there's no right now, free rider. Yeah, there's no free rider. Never once did you lay it all out on the wire. Never once did your soul and your body grow tired. Well, you can't hide now, free rider. No, you can't hide now, free rider. Never once did you find a true love you would die for. Or did she ask for her promise you couldn't provide her? Well, she's gone by now, free rider. Yeah, she's gone by now, free rider. And there's no right now, free rider. And there's no right now, free rider. Thank you. Thanks for coming to Sunday Songs. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. I'm going to play a bunch of my tunes tonight, some on the guitar, some over on the piano cam with the proprietary 2-camera technology. And then I'm going to take your requests and questions in the live chat after the show. Right now, everyone watching on Halloween tonight, tell me where you're watching from. Where did you celebrate Halloween tonight? I'm just stuck here in Prince George's County, Maryland, man. I'm not going anywhere. This is a song off an album called The Great Despiser. As the only child for 100 miles, living in the land of plenty, you could raise your cup anytime you want, never find it empty. But your plate was flush and you had so much, while others had not any. As you lay in bed where they shaved your head, now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. It was hard to breathe when you knew no need. The crown had lay so heavy. At night you slept underneath your bed, both your pistols ready. But they stole your rose, Now your clothes won't sell for a penny. You're free to rest your naked chest. Now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. And the sirens cried in the afternoon. Did your mouth go dry? Did your blood run blue? Was it louder than a drum in an empty room? Did it strike so hard? Is it rang so true? There's a traveler in the wider world. The road is never friendly, so you turn around. You were homeward bound at the tender age of 20. When you arrived, you cried to find your mother had no memory. Once you were her only child. Now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. Thank you. I don't know, but I could swear we left our better selves somewhere. These days all we do, it seems, chase our checks and call them dreams. I've known you since we were kids, with the whole world cut up on a dish. Then the work went south and your dad got sick, and the ground below began to slip. Bright beginnings often fade. Precious few can keep the flame. So let the chips fall where they may. We're headed out of town today. Where we're bound for I can't say, 'cause there's no sure things in this life, babe. Bright beginnings often fade. Precious few can keep the flame. But all I have I'd give to stand beside that brightness once again. And all I have I would happily give. All I have I would happily give. All I have I would happily give. All I have I would happily give, baby. To stand there with you now. To stand there with you ever. To stand there with you now. To stand there with you ever. To stand there with you now. To stand there with you ever. To stand there with you now. To stand there with you ever. Thank you. Let's see where you guys are watching from tonight. We always love it when you can tell a friend about the show. If you're watching and you just take a moment or two to text a link to the show to a friend who you think might dig it, that always helps spreading the word. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Or if you're watching it on Facebook, just tagging someone, telling them to check out the show. Thanks for doing that. Let's see where you guys are watching from tonight. Kathy Williams is checking us out from Northern Michigan. Tom, one of our regular viewers, is checking us out. Happy Halloween from Albany, New York. All right. Maine Purple, 74. Checking us out from Port Arthur, Texas. My man Jason Harper saying boo from Ann Arbor. Oh, this is a new one. Pat, cheers from the Canadian side of the Thousand Islands, Charleston Lake, Ontario. Pat, one time I did a really random border crossing from the United States to Canada. Normally you go through like the really big ones. You do the Peace Bridge, the Ambassador Bridge, I think it's called, from Detroit over to Windsor, or what's the other ones that you'll do? You do that other one that goes up to Toronto, or you do the big Vancouver one. But one time I had to go from Vermont to a gig up in Ontario somewhere, and the GPS took me to what was basically just a shack on the Canadian border. And there was like one dude in it, and he didn't even check my passport because it was the middle of the night, and I just drove right in. This is post 9/11 too, so this is post the border getting really serious. And Pat, that's my big memory of the Finger Lakes. It's beautiful up there, and I would imagine this time of year it's especially beautiful. Spooky greetings from my man Phil Mixter in Pullman. It's already All Saints Day in Thailand. That's tomorrow here in the States. Deborah says, hello from Vernon, New Jersey. How you doing, Deborah? I'm so glad you guys came out on on Halloween. Thanks for being here tonight. Oh, man. This is pretty decent. Brian says, we gave out 90 plus candy bars in an hour tonight in Worthington, Ohio. Halloween is back. I did notice that in our neighborhood. Halloween in my neighborhood, we didn't do it last year, obviously, and we did it this year, and it was, as the kids say, it was lit in my hood. And my kids, my wife, I had to leave to come do Sunday songs. I left her with a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old that had basically eaten their weight in high fructose corn syrup before I left. So God bless her. She's the reason that there can be a show tonight. All right, I'm going to play a few more tunes. Keep on telling me where you're watching from tonight. I always love to see it. This is a tune from an album called Messenger. After all the windows on the ground floor had been broken, after all the undemanding officers had spoken, after all the trouble, after all of the commotion, I walked right through the door. It was always open. When I was 17, I set out on the ocean, searching for Columbus or wherever he was going. And then 20,000 miles came down to just a moment. I sailed right through the door. It was always open. I climbed the western wall without anybody knowing. I held the guardsman captive with a pistol I had stolen. But he just poured a cup of coffee and said, son, now here's a notion. The next time you drive by the door, it's always open. I waited for the sun, but it was already dawn. It was already dawn, breaking fast all along. And I waited for her song, but she was already gone. She was already gone, breaking fast all along. So it seems I've spent a lifetime arrested and beholding, standing on the threshold, absolutely frozen, waiting on some God above to tell me I was chosen. Instead I spoke myself, the door was always open. Instead I spoke myself, the door was always open.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Here's another tune off that same record. I don't play a lot from Messenger, so maybe I should rectify that.
Take a walk on Sunday, it ain't that hard. Take a walk on Sunday, it ain't that hard. If my thoughts are hard to gather, if I don't know where to start, it ain't my mind that matters, for I have an unsophisticated heart. I tried to trust a stranger, it got hard. You know, I tried to trust a stranger, it got hard. Now I see things like a soldier, and I'm jealous of the dark. But if my eyes have only gotten older, I still have an unsophisticated heart. For my eyes will be hard and my voice will be guarded, my mind so bewildered and buried in the garden. You may still know me by just one part. I tried to keep your secret, it got hard. There was nowhere I could keep it, and it got hard. And there's one thing that's for certain: when they come with their dogs and their guards, I can't hide behind the thinnest of curtains, for I have an unsophisticated heart. For I Thank you. Thanks very much. Let's see where else you guys are watching from tonight. Always one of my favorite times. Andrew is watching from Vancouver, and we got a poem tonight recommended by Andrew. Andrew went out and found a book of Steve Scafidi poetry, one of my favorite poets, my favorite contemporary poet, my favorite living poet. He found a book of his poetry that I've never even gotten my hands on before, called, I believe it's called For the Love of Common Words, In Praise of Common Words. I don't know, because I haven't gotten it before, but he sent me a couple beautiful poems out of that book, which we'll read for Softboy Poem Corner tonight. Play Werewolves in London tonight. I wish, man, if I could rock that on the piano, you know I'd rock that on the piano can, man. Let's see where else. Broadhead, Wisconsin. GD. John is checking us out from Brooklyn. Thank you, John. Ben is checking us out from Winnemac, Indiana. Thank you, Ben. I knew you guys were going to bust my balls for not wearing a costume. Here's the deal. It would have been momentarily kind of good for everyone to say, "Oh, Joe's wearing a costume," but then these things just live on the internet in perpetuity, and then I'm just in a freaking Dracula costume or a Ratatouille costume on the internet for 50 years after this. So I just didn't want to do it. I look exhausted. You know what? It turns out having a bunch of little kids over a Halloween weekend, it's great, and there's no complaints at all. But there's a lot of stuff to do in a leafy suburb on a perfectly autumn Halloween weekend. There's a lot to do when you got little kids. So yeah, I'm good, but they ran me ragged this week. Hey, Joe says, I'm tuning in from Richmond, VA, and I'm from PG County. 2 Joes from PG. What are the odds? Oh, one of our longtime viewers. It's his 70th birthday today. Very happy birthday today. Happy 70. That's an important one. Bob is checking us out from the folk music mecca of Kerrville, Texas. Andy's checking us out from Seattle. Thanks again, Joe. My pleasure, Andy. Thanks for being here tonight. All right. Well, I'm going to say that this is about the furthest you can watch the show away from. Wayne is checking us out from Perth, Australia. Wayne, I've been to Perth before. It's a very far cry from where I live now. It's really far, man. You spend like a day and a half traveling to the east coast of Australia, and then it's like the equivalent of a New York to Los Angeles flight to get from Melbourne on the east coast over to Perth. It's really far. So thanks for checking out the show tonight. What time is it there, Wayne? I know it's like morning time in Melbourne, but what time is it in Perth? All right. If you've never watched the show before, you're in for quite a treat. We have a proprietary 2-camera technology here, where we have not one but 2 cameras to catch all the action. One of those cameras is trained on my trusty spinet piano over here. So let's go do a few tunes over there.
Piano mic check really quick. Can you guys hear these? Hey, yeah. Let me know in the comments if you can hear that. Excellent, we're good to go. This is a tune off an EP I put out years ago. I'll call it In the Meantime.
Who's that by your front door? My first light and last. Who's that man, heart in hand, sleeping in the grass? In a cold of young frustration, with unfed appetite, like the door, Christina, I'm standing on your porch tonight. Who's that by your front door? We all thought he died. Who's that man knee deep in sand, waiting on the tide? With an atlas in the ladder, undaunted by the height, like the door, Christina, I'm standing on your porch tonight. Who else ever cared? Who else ever tried? Who's that man come to stand right by your crying side? With convictions I can't pay for, and habits I can't fight, like the door, Christina, I'm standing on your porch tonight. Are destined to misuse you, determined to do you right, like the door, Christina, like the door, Christina, but like the door, Christina, I'm standing on your porch tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, little brother, did you hear I made it back to town? I'm getting sober, there's some things I gotta figure out. I saw the station and the lot we used to run around. I could have sworn that there were things I used to care about. Oh, so pleased to see you. Been so long. Where you been since I've been gone? What were all those words we used to shout? I am the great despiser. I hold myself beside her. I often hope for fire. I am the great despiser. Hey, little brother, did you hear I'm slipping back and forth? I'm getting older, man, it's barely worth it anymore. I had a dream that we were sitting on the summer porch. It seemed like everything was just the way it was before. Oh, so pleased to see you, been so long. Where you been since I've been gone? What were all these frozen letters for? I am the great despiser. I hold myself beside her. I often hope for fire. I am the great despiser. And I don't wanna care about it anymore. 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 I don't wanna care about it anymore.
Piano cam, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Did we ever get an answer of what time it was in Perth, Australia? Yes, no? AZ Madonna says, what did the kids dress as? My son was Batman, and they got good costumes now for Batman. So it had muscles kind of built into it, so he looked jacked. So my 5-year-old son was Batman. My 2, almost 3-year-old daughter was Batgirl. Didn't really know that that was a thing, but it is. So she was Batgirl. And then our infant daughter was Robin. So that was the whole crew. They when asked which character I should play, they suggested Penguin, which was pretty disappointing for me. But luckily, I'm not the kind of adult that dresses up for Halloween, so I didn't have to dress up as Penguin. So it all worked out. Let's go ahead and do, oh, you know what I want to do before Softboard Poem Corner? I've had this song in my head all week. This is a James McMurtry song. Maybe our resident bookkeeper, Christopher Wilson, can let me know if I've covered this song on Sunday Songs before. I have a feeling that I have covered this because it's one of my favorite songs. This monitor sounds terrible. Many of you are no doubt familiar with James McMurtry's music. He is a legendary kind of journeyman singer-songwriter from Texas. His father is the late novelist Larry McMurtry of Lonesome Dove fame. And this is just a beautiful song of his. Where the hurricane party's winding down and we're all waiting for the end. And I don't want another drink, I only want that last one again. She gave me such a fine glow, smoking slow, now I should probably be homeward bound. There's just no one to talk to when the lines go down. Well, I guess in the morning I'll go looking for my gray striped cat. My old house can take the weather, so I ain't too concerned about that. She was built to take the wind back in 1910, when this was one damn fine town. There's just no one to talk to when the lines go down. Candles flicker on the back bar, the whole thing's shaking from the wind. I bought a whiskey for the gypsy, and she turned my leatherback into skin. Just a fleeting sense of that rare suspense I once thought made the world go round. There's just no one to talk to when the lines go down. Open up your back screen door, let me see your face once more. My hands are cold and my feet so sore, and I can't go on this way. And the thoughts come too fast and too many to keep count, best to just let them on through. Now I'm blinking those glass insulators with my old 22. Off the telephone poles as a $50 rolls on the knuckles of a rodeo clown. There's just no one to talk to when the lines go down. My one true love, my God, I remember her still. She ran off to California, now she's living in them Hollywood hills. With some bullfrog friends, I've not seen her since, though she calls when he's out of town. There's just no one to talk to when the lines go down. Open up your back screen door, let me see your face once more. I was looking for an easy score, but it just don't work that way.
Now some insurance man Barker, not Barker, some insurance man biker's in the back. He's yelling out for one more beer. But a part-time pirate just can't get no respect around here. We got our problems too, man, and we'll get to you in just a minute. Sit your drunk ass down. There's just no one to talk to when the lines go down. Now there's water up past the wheel wells of my Ford, and I don't guess it'll run. I left a pack of Winstons on the dash. Would you fetch 'em for me, son? The morning's first cigarette, that's as good as it gets. Well, I guess I should know by now. There's just no one to talk to when the lines go down. I got most of that one. Come on now. I got most of that one. That's off a record called Just Us Kids by James McMurtry, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. It's now time for America's favorite time to cry. Softball Poem Corner. This is a poem by my favorite poet, Steve Scafidi, which I had not read before, but one of our viewers, Andrew, sent this to me on Instagram, and I think this poem is fantastic. It's entitled, For My Friend Tom Hardy, Who Says We Die and That's It. And Jimi Hendrix, who seems to say the opposite every day with his guitar, I dedicate these words, written in May 2005, to mark the end of the arguments we have about the meaning of life and what happens to us after we die. For you'd think it would be enough to carry your body slung loose and broken at your side and go down to the door and walk through, but no. Thousands of years continue, Todd says, without you, and it is not enough to die. You must disappear completely and all signs be obliterated, and the mind tries to protect us from knowing this. And, well, thank you, but it's easy to see through the white veil of invention and imagination to the sad grave, heaving of nothing that is waiting. And my friend Todd Hardy says we die, and that's it. And I'd like to argue some dark spooling out of fabric with an embroidered bear walking along the mountain pass between this life and some other, and point out the burrs matted there in the bear's fur, and the beehive full of honey and the green pine she is about to climb, but the mind knows. It knows about death, and how all faith is our commitment to a guess. And my friend Todd Hardy, who collects 8-track cassettes of Jimi Hendrix, and the wrecked psychedelia of heroic guitars ruins my hopes that we might live on somehow in the spinning of an atom or a compact disc or the dusty fur of a bear. Well, you win, my friend. Soon we will not even have been the dust of dust disappearing, and in 10,000 years even that dust will enter the maw of an oblivion I cannot put my faith in. So, let the sacred guesswork begin. How can you not love Steve Scafidi? How can you not love him? That's what I would ask, my friends. I'd love to take your requests now, as it were, in the live chat or in the comments on Facebook. What can I play for you tonight before we get out of here? Thank you for coming on Halloween night. I didn't know if anyone was going to show up, but I was sure as hell going to show up. You guys know me. See,
David says, I've been lucky enough to see McMurtry multiple times. He puts on a great live show. Yeah, man, he really does. He's an amazing guitar player, too. I've toured with him a bit before. I toured the Deep South with him 7 or 8 years ago. We were on the same label for a long time as well, called Lightning Rod Records. I'm a huge admirer of his music. I truly am. Yeah, Chris Seagrave, I never get this request, so of course I can play this for you. Can you please play Wind Fallen? Yeah, you got it, man. I love to play a request that I never get. This is off the album Windfall. Riding on that cutting horse, don't you stand so tall. Sleeves rolled up, your shoulders back, sharp as a miter's saw. Children come from far and wide and spill out in the street to call your name and to watch you ride, touch the boots on your feet. If you're headed for the windfall, don't be surprised when your will to fight wavers and eventually dies. But if you're headed for the long haul, if you're headed to survive, hold on. To survive, there's not a trench you can't be found. There's not a drought could drag you down. I can see it in the whites of your eyes. If you're in it to survive, riding down that royal road, silver in your beard. The years came fast and they took their toll. Friends just disappeared. Younger riders pass you by in all their silent style. You see that brightness in their eyes. You hang your head and smile. If you're headed for the windfall, don't be surprised when your will to fight wavers and eventually dies. If you're headed for the long haul, if you're headed to survive, there's not a trench you can't be found. There's not a drought could drag you down. I can see it in the whites of your eyes. If you're headed to survive, thank you. Thank you for the request, Chris. I never get that one, so I do appreciate that. As always on Sunday Songs, we appreciate it when you can hit our virtual tip jar. You can buy a ticket to the show. Thank you to everyone who always does that. Thank you to the people who do it sometimes. Thank you to the people who are watching the show and aren't in a position to kick in something. It's all good. I still appreciate you coming out. Let's see, what else do you guys want to hear? What else do you guys want to hear? Okay. see the upvotes. What are the upvotes? What is the upvotes that people are upvoting? What am I missing here? I feel like a lot of people are requesting a thing, and I'm missing it because I'm thick. Andrew says, pair of shadows for Michelle's dad. Is that what was being upvoted? Yes. Oh, okay. Got it. Michelle Deering requested either pair of shadows or veteran fighter for her father. You got it. You absolutely got it. Christopher, our bookkeeper's on the case. Appreciate you, Chris. Well, whether you're watching now or later, Michelle, this is for your old man.
If they're going to make a shadow out of me, well, I guess I'll be the shadow of that post oak tree in the forest by your house where we used to meet. If they're going to make a shadow out of me, they're going to make a shadow out of you, well, I hope to catch the briefest glimpse as you go passing through, as the shadow of the Lincoln we drove to school. If they're going to make a shadow out of you, lines will disappear as we grow darker, darker than we planned for at the start. The light of morning will get even farther until at last you can't tell us apart. If they're going to make a shadow out of us, casting downward to the valley from an Appalachian bluff, I was born, then I loved you, I guess that was enough. If they're going to make a shadow out of us, if they're going to make a shadow out of us.
That's for Michelle, and that's for your father as well, Michelle. God bless. Well, what else? Oh, I wanted to remind you guys that now that, especially now that Halloween's almost over, it's officially, in America at least, it's the countdown to the holiday season. I have for sale right now over at my website, if you go to joepugmusic.com, I offer handwritten lyrics for the holidays. Basically, I'll write the lyrics to any one of my tunes. I put it in a cool frame. I put it in a custom gift box. It's really cool. It's rad. I spent all last week making the orders for these. So if you go to joepugmusic.com and you click through, you can order a set for someone for the holidays or for yourself. People mainly do them as gifts. But hey, man, I mean, it's hard to find a one-of-one bespoke Christmas present for somebody, right? So that's the gap that I'm trying to fill here, and I actually enjoy doing them for some crazy reason. I don't mind writing all day and making them look good. I like sending them off to people because I think that they're pretty meaningful presents. What can I finish the night with here? What do you guys want to hear before I get out of here? Oh, boom. So Henry says they ordered their lyrics last week and you already got... I told you, man. I've been working hard. I've been working hard on these, man. All right, let's do the letdown. Looks like we got plenty for that one. I'm going to leave you guys with this. Thank you for coming to Sunday Songs. I always appreciate you coming to Sunday Songs. On All Hallows Eve, no less. I mean, come on. You know I appreciate you. Let's get wild and try this in a slightly different key. I'll leave you with this one. This was off an album called The Flood in Color. Not quite where I want it. I need this perfectly in tune. This is the last song of Sunday Songs, man. We gotta get this right. There it is. This B string is the bane of my existence.
The night's so long, you can almost hear it groan. The night's so long, you can almost hear it groan. And we walk so far that our shadows turn to stone. It was a wretched room, but we hung up Christmas lights. It was a wretched room, but we hung up Christmas lights. And the girls played house while the neighbors froze outside. Brace yourself for the letdown. The Holy Ghost with his hands out. No peace on earth is cheaply found. Do you see my colors now? She had long black hair. You bought everything she sold. She had long black hair, and you bought everything she sold. She taught you the fine points of doing just as you were told. Brace yourself for the letdown. The Holy Ghost with his hands out. No peace on earth is cheaply found. Do you see my colors now? Do you see my colors now?
Thanks so much for coming to Sunday Songs tonight. Happy Halloween to everybody. And hey man, if I was here on Halloween, you know I'll be here next week. Maybe with a little bit more sleep in the tank next week, but we'll see. I hope to see you. Bring a friend next time. And thanks for coming to the show. I really appreciate it. Take it easy.